Hey guys, we're back with part two. We've just done our draft and now we're going to go through each of our teams for each of the formats. So I'll go back again to showing my screen. Right, hopefully you can see that. So, Will, who are your top six batters
Top six
for
for
test?
tests. Okay, opening I've got David Warner and Nick Madison. Then I've got Manus Labuschagne at 3. Sean Marsh 4. Alex Carey 5 and Marcus Stoinis at 6.
Arjun?
Opening with Harris and Hughes. Three Kawaja, 4 Head, 5 Hanscom, 6 Enriquez.
All right. So I've gone with Bukowski and Bancroft as opening. Then I've got Smith, Cameron Green, Wade, and Mitchell Marsh.
Well, actually, can I change my mind?
What are you changing?
Yeah.
Move
Yeah,
everyone
looks
up.
all right.
What?
Looks
Move
all right.
everyone up and what?
I said move everyone up, take Hughes out, and put McDermott at 6.
Okay. Okay.
That was just based on Will's
To be honest,
cringe when I
like just off initial, like just looking at it,
I like mine the best.
I think Will's is the best.
I think my openers are the best. And I think having Minus at 3 is pretty good. And Sean Marsh is
I think
experienced enough. Cameron Green's never really batted it before in first class.
yeah.
Hayden
I mean,
Hanscom
you
is
can switch
solid.
Wade and Green. Like Wade's batted at 3 for.
Well, compare yours and mine. Well, I'd say our 4 to 6 is all even. I'd say between, but your top 3 is better than my top 3. So
Yeah.
I think my openers are better than Ryan's.
I don't know.
Well, I think he
I
probably
don't
has
know.
the best.
Madison. Yeah, I don't know. We've had a massive debate about
Actually, I don't
Madison.
even know. I think it's too hard to say people that haven't opened for Australia recently, which is just Manson and Quadra.
And Bancroft.
I mean, Ashes wasn't really recent, yeah, I guess. True.
I don't know. I
Back
think Will's is
Madison.
definitely the best top 6, but
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know about Stoinis though, and Marsh.
Yeah.
yeah, but you can't argue with the top 5. Top 5 solid.
Yeah.
Between I
The
don't
only
know,
thing I'd
between
say is
me
because
and Arjun,
Hanscom and Enriquez have been in very good form in the Shield,
yeah, but
but
It's true, but
I have
just for
Steve
Australia,
Smith.
it's like
Marnus
yeah.
changes it. Yeah, Marnus is very good.
Sean Marsh is also always in good shield form until he retired.
Yeah, I took Dan Hughes out because I saw he averaged like 20 for the season.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a bad season. Carey's solid enough. Stoinis is a bit iffy for a number 6, but he was, like I said, one of the 4 rounders they were considering Australia. So like,
Yeah, true.
sort of back him. He
But
doesn't
do you
get
have
enough
Mitchell Marsh?
chance to
Oh no,
play shield.
Ryan doesn't want.
Yeah, like he doesn't ever get much of a chance to play shield is sort of the problem. But when he does, he's not that bad. That is about where he bats. So, actually, by the way, I put McDermott at 5 and Henriquez at 6. Anyway,
I'd say all of them. This probably just goes about Australia. They would all look prone to a collapse, to be honest.
yeah, agreed. I think
But that might just be a problem with Australian batting right now. other than Marnus
Yeah.
and Smith.
Um,
So Will's number one. What would you say two?
Yeah, I was just thinking.
I don't know.
I don't know. I think my team's better than Arjun's, top 6 wise.
Smith does make a big difference.
I guess Smith. I guess because Smith and Wade and Green have played for Australia recently, like a lot.
Yeah, I think I've got to back Wade over Hanscom and definitely Smith over Head and Green over either of your two. So I think I have to back Ryan's here because I think the his openers are okay as well. Like Kospachowski, I rate. So I've got to say Ryan's is a bit better than Arjun's.
Yeah, I'd probably say it just as better, but I still don't think mine is that bad.
Yeah, yours isn't bad.
Yeah, it's
Mine's
not that bad.
marginally better. I think Will's is just clearly best of the 3.
Yeah.
But,
Okay, let's get the boulders in. This is where it all goes downhill.
I can start then.
Um,
Go on, Arjun. Hard choice.
All right. Abbott, Cummins, Stark, Hazelwood, mine.
Yeah.
don't think you need to say much there, buddy.
Yeah, it's pretty terrible. I'm sure we can all agree. I've got Payne 7, and then Agar, Pattinson, Bird, Meredith.
Yeah.
Is the last one? Oh no. Is it?
Meredith.
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 Okay. I've got Inglis, Nissan, Jai Richardson, Swepson, and Siddle.
Honestly, I prefer Ryan's to Will's actually. Just because the players he has are a bit more exciting, I'd say.
I mean, that's what Meredith is there for.
Excite as in like I think like Richardson, Inglis, they have a future for Australia. For sure. Swepson, I mean maybe.
I don't know
I
if
will
he can
say-
even talk about Arjun's team because clearly he's got the best bowling attack.
I mean, we still are gonna have to.
With
keep
Wills,
it
it's
up,
still
yeah.
good, but like it's just I don't like Pattinson's very good. I feel like Agar could be good, but he could be bang average at the same time.
I will say Jackson Bird. Don't forget Jackson Bird is a very
True.
good bowler for sure at Shield and Test
In good-
level. Like he's
In
been the
suited
backup.
conditions, Bird is very good.
Yeah, but would he be better than Nisa or like Jai Richardson?
I think he's a bit worse than Nisa. Jai Richardson. It's really hard to say how he'd be for Tests at the moment. Like he's still
Jai
sort
was
of
like
recovering.
the 4th best, and then he broke his shoulder or whatever.
And he got injured. Now Nisa's definitely the 4th best now. Bird's been doing a lot more in Shield.
Pattinson.
Richardson hasn't really played in the first class. Is the problem.
Well, I'd say Nisa and Pattinson even. Siddle and Bird even. And then Richardson would be
I don't know
better
about
than-
Siddle and Bird even. Siddle's getting a bit old.
Bird,
Well,
like, I don't know. Bird,
Well, I
He's-
meant as in the
he's
types of
consistent.
players. The types of players.
Sure,
Because
sure.
Siddle and Bird are like experienced. And then Nisa and Pattinson are like they're just good. And then Meredith and Jai are a bit young and raw.
Yeah. Swepson's a bit better than Agar for Tests.
Yeah, Swepson's definitely better. Well, he spins the ball more, but Agar can bat.
But I will say Payne, you can't forget Payne is a very good keeper in the first place. He's the best actual keeper here. And he bats with the tail very well. He's on so
You
many
probably
jobs for
have to
Australia.
just say Payne, just because the fact is he's got actual experience under his belt and
Payne's
didn't
definitely
bat.
better than Inglis for this.
he
Yeah.
batted well against India. And also, but Payne did
I'd
say,
argue Inglis's batting is way better than Payne's.
Payne said Inglis is the second best keeper in Australia after himself. Well, he didn't say he was the
Agreed.
best, but he said Inglis was the best.
I don't
think we
know,
should
like
ignore
just
the actual
batting wise, I
keeping.
think Inglis is better than Payne. Like
Yeah.
keeping, you can definitely say Payne's
He
better.
probably is, Ryan, but we don't know. In tests, it's hard to know.
If you
Payne
go
has
off
got
first
test
class
experience.
records, like Payne isn't blowing it away. He's got his average is about 30.
Actually, Inglis
Payne
is
misses a
very,
lot of
very
first
good.
class to play for Australia though.
Ryan, English
Well,
is
no,
really-
his first class record. Well, Payne's first class record isn't his average isn't high.
Yeah, but that I think you got to take it over the past few years as opposed to over his whole career.
Well,
This
his
year,
average over the
England,
past few years hasn't been good either.
England's
pretty
got 3
good.
centuries this season in the Shield.
Yeah,
Will,
that's what I'm
and
saying. Like
Yeah.
English is
Yeah, but mostly on roads. I don't know.
I also think that English can like because of the way he plays, he strikes at about like 70 or doesn't he? 70 or 80.
He's good, yeah.
So
Well,
He
like a
should
lot of
come in
times he's
when
batting
Ben
like when they're
retires.
about to declare as well. Though, so
But the other question we're talking about is how Arjun's bowling is like. If he has the best batting and the best bowling and the worst batting, how are we going to compare the teams at the end?
yeah, Arjun, who's
Um,
your keeper? I was wondering this. Because
McDermott.
McDermott, like, he's not
Yeah,
really
this
a
is-
keeper, and you can't say Hanscom.
He does
Well,
keep Tasmania sometimes, but
well, I'm gonna have McDermott, but I know that you could argue they're part-time keepers, or like they keep in white ball.
Yeah,
Maybe
but it's
maybe in
different.
tests they can rotate then during the game.
so are we saying Ryan's bowling is marginally better than mine? Is that the idea? Or do
Yeah.
we think? Okay.
Is mine
Yeah,
how much better is mine than Ryan?
Way better.
Yeah.
So then what does
What,
that
like
mean?
match for
Someone
match,
says
you
all.
beat me. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got 1 and 4. I mean 1 and 3. 3 and 1. Sorry. Will got
So do
1
I,
and
and
3.
Ryan has 2 and 2. Which makes this really hard.
What
I
about we
mean,
rate each?
we did say for the batting, I was probably the clear winner, and Arjun was probably the clear winner for bowling.
Is
Does
my
that put us
bowling?
better
I
than
think my
being?
bowling is better than your batting though. Well, I reckon.
I think that's a hard comparison to make, really.
So
It is hard, but
so
like
let's do it
I
like
have
this.
starting 3, 4, and you only have 2 starting. If you just go
But
on
I would say
starting.
my bowling's better than your batting as well.
Why don't we say like let's
Yeah,
imagine
maybe.
they're playing each other. So out of your teams, Will and Arjun, like who's gonna win that game? You'd say like
Ashton Agar is going to hit a century.
no, I
I mean,
think
Commons has never bowled against like Warner, other than IPL.
yeah, I don't know this. Yeah, this isn't a good idea.
It's.
We can
I
let
mean, we can say they're even there. We're doing 3 formats. I think it's
yeah.
fair
I
to
think
say.
it's even.
It's
I think
fine.
we had the same in the last video. Test is the hardest to say because
Yeah.
there's just so much going on in a test match. So
But
it's
are we
okay.
saying all 3 teams are even, or is Ryan's a bit worse than me and Arjun?
Well, Ryan came middle in both.
I honestly
Middle in both, but he was only marginally middle in both, as opposed to being far ahead for one.
Ah, yeah, true. Yeah, I'd say sorry,
I
Ryan.
do
You're probably third.
no, I do say my batting is much better than Arjun's batting.
I'd say only because of Smith. If you take Smith out, and
Like
Yeah,
Green's
I
shown
see
that
the
he can
point.
play.
I see the point. Yeah.
Green's got a
That's fair.
very good first class average.
but
He's
so does
showed he's good in tests. Wade's like he's gotten a few scores. He's very good
Enriquez
in
had
first
just
class.
as good a season as Green. He just played less innings, less games.
Because I'm sort of happy to say all the test teams are even. I think
Yeah,
that'd be
I'm
a
fine
fair
with that.
call.
Yeah, I
Test
don't
To
want to
slide
say
it
that
on
my
the
test team's worse. That's what I'm saying. Like
slide it on the
I
whiteboard.
don't think it deserves that.
Yeah, I sort of rate it. Yeah. Okay, that's good. That's good at one day.
Yeah. Right, yeah, that's a bit hard. Tests. I was thinking of also writing up an article about this and then let people debate because a lot of people check those.
Yeah,
I
why
got
not? Do you want to
I
put your
got
team in first this time,
1,500
Ryan?
1,500 views on my other one.
Jeez.
Let's plug it in the video. Ryan, do you want to put your team in first for one day as the batting?
Yeah, okay. So opening. So got yeah, Wade, Darcy Short,
That's an instant win for Will.
Smith. Wait, I need to think about the order here. I don't like these 3 can interchange, I think.
Okay.
I'd probably go Maxwell first. But
I mean,
It depends
Maxwell
on the
floats, I
situation,
think.
I think.
Well, I mean, actually, Maxwell might always be before Marsh. I don't know.
yeah, I don't know. We can discuss in a sec.
Me?
Will, do you want to go next?
Sure. I got Warner and Finch opening.
Yeah, that's okay.
It's not too bad.
And then Marnus at 3.
Also not bad.
Sean Marsh at 4. And then up, I guess Stoinis 5, carry 6, but they would depend on the situation as well.
Okay.
It's quite close to the Australian one day team.
Yeah, mine is definitely not close to the Australian team, but I'm still like it. Hughes and Kawaja opening. 3 McDermott. And then Hanscom, Enriquez, Philippi. Well, the first thing I'll say about Ryan's is like you only have like one batter in the middle order. Like there's
So
other
Short,
3.
I don't think Short opens in one day. Is just putting it out there.
Doesn't he?
For
Remember,
WA,
he hit that 200.
That's 3, doesn't he? So yeah, I think it's fine. He's good. He's good enough to open.
Even when's the last time does Wade open in the Marsh Cup?
No,
Like I know he has opened
I
like
think-
years ago. Like I know that. I don't know.
I think it was often McDermott and Silk, but I think
yeah, Wade and Short don't open, but I think it's
okay,
a good
that's a
option.
good starting point to the team. So we have 6 middle order players.
I just say
That's
all
good.
my players had good Marsh Cups recently.
I don't think you can discredit Wade and Short though opening. I don't think that changes much in white ball because Wade
Yeah, I
normally
mean-
bats 3. He normally comes in early. Short opens for T20s. He
It's
plays.
still slightly different though.
T20s and one days are quite different. Short often bats 4 or 5 for WA as far as I can remember.
He's opened with Philippi a few times. So
I've
when he scored that
left out
double
Henry.
hundred at first full oval, he was opening, wasn't he?
I don't think he was. I think he was at 3 or 4.
By the way, Hanscom and Head were the top 2 run scorers in the Marsh Cup, and I've left out Head.
Yeah, at least my players are in the right positions. I think no one else's are. Damn, it should open.
I mean, 3. I prefer McDermott at 3. I think he seems better at number 3 in my opinion. And Kawaja is good in opening. When he played for Australia, Kawaja opening in one day was much better than middle order. You could swap them if you want, but
I think we're in the same predicament as Tess. I think Will has the best top 6.
Yeah,
My openers let me down a bit. Yours, Argent, Hughes is an amazing one-day average. Kawaj is very good, but I think my 3 to 6.
I think Hanscom's better than Green in one day.
I don't know if you can say that.
At number 4, if you put
I
Green as
totally agree. Green played almost no one days or this day. Like it's.
I mean, I've been looking through the stats. Like
He had one
he
good
did a very
season
good
of
Marsh
domestic
Cup.
one day.
He had
He
very
had
good
one
shows.
good
I'd say Hanscom, Ryan, better middle order player better number 4 than Green, because you still want him to be able to anchor. Enriquez and Mitch Marsh is probably a big debate. And then obviously Maxwell's better than Philippi.
Yeah.
Actually,
Short was at 3 for that innings, by the way, behind Philippi and Ingles.
Actually, I probably will give it to you because Smith and Maxwell is better than Philippi and McDermott. Even though Hanscom and Enriquez is only marginally better than Green and Marsh. But I don't know. I think my openers are better than your 2 openers in one days. They might be better players overall.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Yeah, I'm not disagreeing.
Yeah, I think Hanscom's better than Green and Archon's openers are better, but Smith, Marsh, and Maxwell are quality, and I'd put them over Archon's 3. And I think I've got to say Ryan's is marginally better here. I think it's the same as the test.
The only thing
This-
I have
I'd say
about
it's
Will,
much closer than Test though. I'd say.
Will doesn't have
Yeah.
any player that can accelerate the run rate. Apart from, like,
Well,
if Warner and Finch get out early, he's like, it's going to be slow. It's going to be
When-
below 300 the score.
I mean, Steiners can. Like,
I mean, yeah.
it's not T20s, it's 1 dayers. Steiners does do that there for Australia to accelerate the run rate.
I don't think he's been good though recently.
I mean, you could say the same thing about Maxwell in 1 days. Like,
True.
none of them have
Carey
really-
hasn't been exactly great either.
Do you think Philippi is a
Yeah.
convincing finisher?
No.
No, he opens.
Yeah.
I mean, if he comes in the last 20, he can play like he does in a T20 anyway.
It's
Yeah, I'm
easy to say
surprised
that
you
in
didn't have
theory,
Philippi
but
and Hughes open and drop everyone down 1. But then you're losing out on Hanscom and
McDermott
Nah,
at 4. It's not very bad.
I wouldn't do that just because Enriquez at 6 is too low. Like,
I know, but would you rather Henriquez at 6 and move everyone
nah,
down?
because Hanscom and Enriquez is like the engine room, and then Philippi can just slog at the end. And McDermott is my number 3 is your best player, and that's why I put McDermott at 3.
I mean, personally, I
Great
think
call. Great call.
Enriquez and Hanscom are better than McDermott. But
McDermott is a banging 1 day player, right?
yeah, but McDermott opens as well. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. This feels like Hanscom and Enriquez at 3 sounds too high. I don't know. Just feels like.
I think Ryan's is marginally better, not significantly better like it was in the test. Just because Wade and Short I don't trust enough. I think mine's like a lot better. Like this is like 5 of Australia's top 7 in 1 days.
Yeah, it probably is. Yeah.
And Sean Marsh, if he wasn't retired, would be close as well. Like it's just a pretty good team.
I'd say
Those two
Kawaja and
bowlers
Hanscom were unfairly dropped like pretty early. Like they did nothing. They didn't do a lot wrong.
Kawaja didn't
when
do
they-
much wrong. That's true.
when they covered for
was-
Smith and Warner.
Yeah, it's just they were not as good as Smith and Warner.
Yeah.
I still think
Should
Marnus
we
in
get
They still won the
ODIs.
series in India. What? What'd you say,
What
Ryan?
was I going to say? Has Marnus proved himself in ODIs? Just throwing it out there.
I mean,
He's
he's been
definitely
very,
the
very
best
good
player.
domestically, and he's hit a few solid 50s for Australia with like bordering on consistent, I would say.
Yeah, he's definitely the best number 4 that we have right now.
Yeah.
Whether like you think he's as good as everyone thinks he is.
Well, I still think
Yeah.
he's still in the tier of like Hanscom and Enriquez.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah,
He's still in that tier. He
yeah. I
might be
don't
the
think
best.
Marnus
think
is
he's
as good as
better.
everyone thinks he is in ODIs.
I mean, I think the more he plays, the better he's going to be. Like, I mean, we didn't think he'd be very good at T20s, and look how he's been playing in T20s.
I mean,
Yeah,
everywhere.
Hasn't have enough-
like that's my
Hasn't-
argument for Green.
He's probably just a better cricketer.
Yeah, I guess.
Green will
Should we
be
get
good.
bowlers in?
I don't know if he's there yet.
Yeah,
Let's get the 11s out there. Why you want to put your bowlers in?
yeah. So,
1 5.
so going English. Nathan Colton,
Forgot you had him.
so Joe Richardson.
Okay.
Oh, did you go
Um,
next? Yeah.
Sure.
Me, yeah. All right. Sam's, Abbott, Cummins, Stark, and then I'm torn between Hazelwood and Lyon. I'll just go
Oh.
Lyon.
Lion.
Yeah.
Playing Abbott over Hazelwood
Yeah, I
Australian
was gonna
one-
say that.
1 days. Hazelwood's
feel
like
like you
as
need
good
more
at Cummins
batting.
as one day is.
Because you can bat. Okay, fine. You can okay, Hazelwood for Abbott then. And put Cummins at 8.
What's wrong with Cummins 8, Stark 9 for batting?
If you're worried about Sam 7.
I guess.
Wouldn't you put Abbott over Sam's?
Australia bat like Agar at 7 in one day.
It depends on what position you're in, Ryan, because I think Sam's is a better finisher. Abbott can control an innings better.
Maybe
can
I
hit
maybe I
as well.
shouldn't have done that. Maybe I should have let Arjun keep Abbott in over Hazel. I love Hazel. Anyway, I've got Agar
Yeah, I
at
didn't think
7.
about that. For some reason, I thought Hazelwood was. I mean, Abbott was a lock. I don't know. I didn't think of it like that.
Pattinson.
Wait,
8.
who you what? Sorry. what?
Agar, Pattinson. Berendorf, Zampa, and Bird.
Okay. First thing I'm gonna say to Ryan, I think it's a waste having English at 7. Like, okay, switch him and Marsh or Green.
I do sort of worry for Ryan about like Marsh, Maxwell, and Inglis are just all big hitters. Like, I don't know.
Also, that means
I'm not really worried because Marsh starts slow and he takes his time. Like I wouldn't class like he can go big at the back end.
I guess
But
he's also just
I think
like
Marsh is a solid
famously
player.
inconsistent. But
I think Agar still hasn't proven his like batting in white ball. As in,
that's
like
fair.
he
But
can
he's a
bat.
good bowler.
He can bat, but like he hasn't proven if he can like do the
He
role.
can't score that. He can't maybe chase hard targets. That's fair. Yeah,
He can
my
bowl.
batting is a bit weak in the lower order. I agree.
I'm just thinking like, well, with Berendorf and if Berendorf and Bird don't pick up wickets, you're fucked. Because they're gonna bleed.
I mean, Berendorf has played a lot for Australia. Like he's a good bowler.
Yeah, but I think because Barrendorf and Bird don't really seem like death bowlers as well.
Like they're gonna leak runs if they don't take any wickets at start.
Yeah, I
Like
mean
your
they've got
bowling attack will
Stoinis as a
leak a
death
lot of
bowler.
runs.
Stoinis is
I
the
think
best bowler there.
I think
Stoinis
Sam's
and
and
Marnus can
Stark.
both bowl.
I think Sam Stark for me and Cummins is good depth.
I mean, don't like Stoinis is a death bowler for Australia when he's fit. Like you can't forget about him.
Stoinis is a
I really
Stoinis is
rate
a
Nathan
solid one-day
Coulter.
bowler
So
when
I
he's
actually don't even know if
Stoinis
he's
is a
that
solid
good.
bowler, but like
I'd actually say Mitch Marsh is a better bowler than Stoinis.
yeah.
No, I disagree with that. Not when the like Stoinis has been coming back from injury. I back Stoinis 7 Marsh.
I think Stoinis is better at keeping it tight. Marsh takes more wickets.
I mean, we can look at their career stats.
Yeah. Also, the one advantage I got is Zampa and Agar as actual spin bowlers. Just solid, especially Zampa, obviously.
Yeah, Zampa and Agar is a good combination.
Yeah.
But your pace ball, like you can control the middle, but the
Bird's not
start and
bad.
the end is very
Just a
iffy.
bowler.
I think Lyon's still okay, but he's not as much of a wicket taker as Zampa, obviously.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, Ryan only has 4 specialist bowlers is another problem.
Wait, so looking at their bowling, so in ODIs, Mitch Marsh after 60 games averages 37 with the ball at 5.5 and over. Stoinis after 40 games averages 45 at 6 and over.
Not what I was hoping for. Oh well.
I don't
So
think
like what
me
Stoinis is
having
a 6th
4 specialist
bowler,
bowlers
Ryan has
matters.
Marsh as a 5th bowler. I will point
What?
out.
Yeah, true.
Like Ryan has Marsh trying to. I mean, I'm like. I mean, how much is Green bowling? Is Maxwell bowling? I don't know.
Well, Marsh,
Yeah,
Green, and Maxwell can make up the 5th bowler.
Yeah, well, I think the fact that there's 3 of them negates that. Plus Short can bowl, plus Smith can bowl, plus Wade can bowl.
It's true. It's a good point. Wade is a good
So
bowler.
at worst, you're gonna have to be bowling Short and Wade, which isn't even like could be
No,
worse.
at no point is Wade bowling. I mean, Maxwell can bowl a bit, I guess. But I mean, like I've got Steiners and Marnus as my 6th and 7th
would you
bowler.
say Short's a better bowler than Green right now?
Short. I don't know. His bowling is very hit or miss. Like sometimes he just gets smashed.
Wait, did you just say is Shorts bowling better than Cameron Green's?
Right now, because like
Bro,
well, when he's coming back
one
from
bowler
injury,
bowls over 140. Another one barely spins the ball.
Green didn't
I
even he
love
didn't
that.
get a wicket in a full Test series.
But he was coming back from injury.
Yeah, and his role was to keep it tight. Like he didn't
Yeah,
bring
exactly. And Short
Green
isn't
is
coming
like
back
a
from
bowler.
Green's a bowler, and then he just made himself into a batter when he was injured.
Yeah,
How much of a one day
is.
bowler is the real?
No, he definitely is better. But I'm saying right now, like you can get away with Short and Maxwell together. I reckon maybe more so than
My
Green.
question: How much has Green actually bowled in List A? Like he sort of rose up as a Shield player. And then I don't know about his one day bowling at all. His white ball bowling.
Yeah, is my bowling still the best in one day as well?
I mean, it's certainly better than ours. Like it's the Australian. Like it's Cummins Stark Hazelwood.
Yeah, is Sam's just as reliable in one days as well as 2020, or
I
better
mean,
even?
It's hard to say because he always bowls with like the players in your team. So like he always plays like that fifth role.
I think
he
he's
hasn't done
basically
that
playing
much.
Sam. To be fair.
I'd have Henriquez bowling a few overs to be honest.
Yeah.
Also, like Lion as a one day bowler, it's not amazing.
He's not amazing. You could argue he's still third best for Australia.
I'd say 4th. Probably Swepson with Lion.
I feel like Swapson's a bit overrated. Just because he's
maybe
okay.
for one day.
I mean,
So bowling wise, the way I
like,
see it is that Arjun's is the best. I'm second, and then Will's third.
Also, Cameron Green
overall,
averages 63 in List A bowling with only 7 wickets. Yeah.
let me look at Swapson.
There's a who? What were you say for bowling? Was it me or you, Ryan?
I think I'm ahead of you.
And like I was saying, Australia's full team. I do have like.
No, bowling wise.
So, I'm just saying. So I have like Agar and Zampa don't play.
Zampa's a lot better than Swepson.
Yeah, that's a big difference. I will point out.
Berendorf and Jai are pretty equal.
Yeah, I'd say that.
Pattinson is better than Nathan Coulter, for sure.
Probably, but he doesn't play enough one day.
And Anissa
and Bird are both banging domestic bowlers.
I don't know. I just think that like overall as a bowling unit, you definitely have mine over yours. Like just
I don't know about that because like
I wouldn't even think
Niall's
about
a 4th bowler. Like I mean, you only have 4 specialist bowlers, and I don't rate Cameron Green much as a one day bowler.
Green, Mitchell Marsh, and Maxwell are like if you're gonna pick
Green averages 63 in one day.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with Will. Having those 3 as a 5th is not in that bad, but
like it's so much better than having mine.
Will has made a good point about Coulter being.
But I've got 5 specialists. Is the thing.
Poor.
You only got 4.
But the thing is, Bird and Berendorf are gonna get whacked if you don't pick up poles.
Berendorf, not really. Berendorf is a good, like always been a solid bowler for Australia. He played in the World Cup.
I don't know, man.
The only thing I'm not sure about is Bird. Well, I'm just not sure about Bird.
I mean, Bird's always been a great one day bowler for Tasmania, just like he has for Tests. Like he's much better than he is as a T20 bowler. He's always picked up wickets.
Yeah, that's the thing. You have to pick up wickets. If you don't pick up wickets, then like.
What about overall though? The teams.
And I think I have the best team overall, to be honest, just because of how many Australian players are in this team.
I don't know. You can use it as a metric.
I'm certainly not. I think mine is like my bowling is still better than Ryan's. I will say. I don't back Coulter enough, and I don't back Swetson enough.
I'd say I like mine just as much as yours will.
I mean, I think my batting's a lot better than yours, but I guess the bowling.
Pattinson still hasn't actually played for Australia in one day. It's like 5 years, probably more.
I'd honestly rank it the same as
Bird
you have
has-
for the tests.
Bird hasn't even played one day for Australia as well, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, probably. But still Zampa and
I
Agar
mean-
though. There's two of the bowlers.
I
Like,
just
just does that pace attack like make up for like every other aspect of the team, which I think every other aspect of my team is better.
Yeah, I'm just thinking like Hanscom and McDermott would be a similar tier bowler as Bird and Baranoff, I'd say, but for their respective skill.
Right. I was confused by that.
Like as in they're the next,
I
they're the
guess.
subs. They'd be subs, right? Obviously, they're
Yeah,
both subs.
sure.
So
But it's just for me, like your top six is just also out of position. The fact that you got four openers, six is a big problem for me.
I
And
don't.
still
I
like
don't think.
Warner Finch minus like he's makes up for coming stuck Hazelwood by themselves. To
True.
be honest.
I get probably does, but I'm saying. But your other point, in my opinion, is doesn't. Is like what's the difference between opening and batting at 3? Firstly,
In
and
theory,
then
it shouldn't be that much, but it always like it. People by batting people in position, like every international team like focuses on it.
but to me, McDermott just seems more like a 3 than an opener, actually, in my opinion.
Sure, but like he just doesn't bat there one day.
Or just because there's no other good openers for Tasmania.
Sure. I mean,
And then I don't actually know where Philippi bats for WA because they have other people as well.
so I don't agree
White
that Northern Tasmania has other openers. Like you put your best people in the best positions, then you fill the gaps. Like McDermott's best position is an opener for sure.
Well, then swap McDermott and Kawaja then. And
Yeah, I'd prefer that way, but
actually, that probably is better. I just like Kawaja as an opener, but he's probably a better 3 than McDermott is 3 if you really want to analyze.
like I just feel like I have so many Australian players, and even the ones that aren't, like Sean Marsh is very solid, Pattinson's pretty solid, Berendorf's pretty solid, and then it's just Jackson Bird. Like
Yeah,
that's
well,
pretty
it is
good.
funny
As
though because
opposed
you're
to
like
a
the
lot
biggest.
of.
You're the biggest Stoinis carry basher there is. As
That's
well.
true. That's true. I agree. There are problems with this team, but I think it is still the best.
I think my team's the best, but I'm obviously.
I think yours is easily the worst.
Yeah, Ryan, yours is definitely not the best.
I'm confident saying Ryan's is the worst of his.
I reckon ask someone else and then.
Yours, Ryan,
Sure.
yours might be the most flexible because you have so many options, but it's the
That's
least.
what I mean. I think options win
steady.
games. Options win one days, and options win T20.
Like you need more than two good bowlers in
No.
the first place.
You need more than 3 batters in a
more
one
than
day.
2 good like. I
What
have
have
all my options are very good.
and Swepson?
I don't think
What
you
have they
can
done
say
recently
Mitch
in one
Marsh,
day?
Cameron Green are part timers. Like Mitch Marsh has got a very good bowling record, and Cameron Green is a bowler.
Green and Marsh are still
But
part-time.
not in
batters
one
as
day.
well.
As Green has barely ever played one day as for WA, even before. Like he only ever came up in Shield. He's only ever played 15 list day games or something, and he's got 7 wickets, an average of over 60.
Yeah, Ryan. At number 4, you're either gonna have Maxwell, a man who bats 7 for Australia. Green, who bats 7 for WA only because of Shield form, and Mitchell Marsh, like the most hated player as well.
Like I rate Mitch Marsh is
Yeah.
Mitch Marsh is a good 5th bowler, but your 3rd and 4th bowlers aren't very good. Swepson is not that
In my
good at one
opinion,
day.
batting is
Coulton
what's
Isle
hard.
has not done anything for a long time, like in anything more than T20.
I really like Colton Isle, but I have to admit he's not that good. He's just
What's he done
the
since the
idea.
World Cup? Like
The idea of Colton Isle is better than he actually is, if that makes sense.
I know, but I'm still backing my corner. I like personally, if Will loses a wicket early, he's not getting above 300.
For me, a wicket early doesn't
that's
impact.
just Australia there then, because like it's basically the Australian batting lineup without Smith.
Yeah, Australia doesn't score that many. Like, well, Maxwell does the
guess.
damage. Maxwell, Marsh.
Ryan, you say that it's so hard to say that, but like Warner and Finch, their last 2 partnerships were like 150 plus, so like we don't know.
That's what I'm saying. If Will gets an early wicket, he's fucked. He's not getting above
But
300.
I feel like there's different standards there because like when you look at my team, you're used to them playing on the international level. When you look at your two teams, you look at how they play domestically. It's a much harder to score runs internationally than it is domestically. Like if this team was a domestic team, you wouldn't think they're fucked and couldn't score 300 if they lost an early wicket. I think it's a very different question, to be honest.
You could actually say my players have been in the Australian setup longer than Ryan's.
Well, I don't know if that
Like I
matters.
feel
Like,
my
how can we
team is like
compare
how
if
Australia
we're
plays
talking about different
internationally, and your
metrics?
team is just the best of the rest, like the best domestic teams. I don't know.
Okay, maybe Will's is the best, but I think mine's better than Ryan's. Definitely.
I sort of got to agree.
Nah.
It's just your bowling,
Like
right?
my bowling, like I got
Will,
Cummins.
your bowling isn't great either. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but
Wait,
it's
I
better
got
than
Cummins to keep it
yours.
tight. You got Nathan Coulter to keep it tight. I got Cummins to keep it tight.
Like
Like that's
at least
just
I
true.
have 4 pretty solid bowlers. You have 2 at the end of the day.
Ryan,
No matter how
Hazelwood's
many
better.
options you have.
Hazelwood's better
Behrendorff
than
is in the
Richardson.
Australian
Behrendorff is
system.
good.
Gordon Isle
Behrendorff
is
is
not.
all right, but that's why I'm. But if Behrendorff and Bird don't pick up poles, you guys aren't doing well.
And what if Nathan Richardson don't pick up poles? You've got.
I don't really understand that, Ryan.
I can contain.
Ryan, your argument
bowlers
against
can
Will
contain.
is wait, can we listen? Ryan's argument against Will is if the openers don't do well and if the opening bowlers don't do well. Like, that's just a massive if. Like
And even
But
then,
that's what I'm
I've
saying.
still
Like
got
my
Zampa and Agar
bowlers
to
can
bowl
fit
20
all,
overs.
all the categories. That's what I'm
I've got
saying.
Zampa and Agar in the middle overs. You've
I
got
think
like
Ryan, even
Swepson
though
and
you have
Maxwell.
options, you could take the foot off the gas so much with your team. With Colton bowling, Swapson bowling, Maxwell bowling.
But that's what I'm saying. Colton, if you take him off, I've got Cameron
Just
Green.
because there's so many options,
I
just
guess
so
Cameron
many
Green
bang
doesn't have
average
much of a
options.
record, but he's a very good bowler.
Who?
Cameron Green. Mitchell
He
Marsh has got
can
a
be.
good record as well. I don't think you can
Mitch
say
Marsh
that,
is a lot
like,
better than Cameron Green. You should be saying Marsh before Green, I think. This level.
I don't.
They can be, but it's still papering over cracks, in my opinion, Ryan.
Yeah, but I just don't rate Gordon Island Swepson enough in the first place at this level.
I'm tough between mine and Will, just because I really like McDermott, Kawaja, Handscomb, but like they actually haven't played for Australia.
I don't think your team is going to get consistently over 300 either. Like you don't like.
Well, I have the best bowlers anyway, so
Yeah, I know, but that's
I
what
mean, I
I'm
don't think
saying.
your
As a
team's going to consistently
well-rounded
get
team, like
250.
my team fits all the categories. Like if there's a collapse, Smith, Green can play defensively, Marsh can play defensively. If I need to go,
Really,
Marsh
there's a
can go
collapse
defensively.
with that middle order.
If you're 3 for 50, would you rather have like Green or Enriquez? I reckon Enriquez.
Yeah, Stoinis and Carey.
Stoinis and Carey, I just have so much pain from them, so I don't know.
I don't know. Stoinis and Carey.
But Maxwell and Mitch Marsh are hardly the most consistent batsmen either.
I don't. Just disagree.
And you always talk about if we lose early wickets. Like with your team, I expect them to lose early wickets. Wade and Short, really, at this level.
Ryan, your team is always going to lose early wickets. At least Wills has the chance.
No, I don't think so.
When's the last time Wade?
I think you're overlooking statistics too much.
Okay, just as solidity wise, Wade and Short aren't the most solid players in the world. Like, look, watch them bat.
Yeah, I know.
Will can agree with that.
Neither is
You just said that you reckon Dan Hughes is really solid, and McDermott's obviously solid.
Gussie Short isn't even an opener.
Well, I'm not disagreeing that my two openers are worse than yours, or better than yours.
Actually, Will is okay, fine. I was gonna say, is McDermott better than Wade and Short? I reckon. Will.
Yes, Hughes and McDermott are way better than Wade and Short, but I don't think it's that
McDermott
far ahead.
probably is. McDermott, Short isn't an opener. That's the key. Short is not an opener for this level.
I mean, he opened when he got like that 200 in Hurstville.
No, he didn't. No, he batted 3.
Really?
I searched it up.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is Wade and Short aren't that far behind.
Even Head batted ahead of Short for Australia when Smith was banned. So
yeah. All right. I don't think well, Short's played as an opener. I don't see how that's bad. And I don't think he's
T20.
been poor in the opening position.
I think my batting is more solid than yours, Ryan, and then my bowling's obviously better.
But I think Wade and Short aren't that far behind Hughes McDermott if you play in just a 1 day game. Smith,
I
maybe.
think
Smith to
Ryan's
English
is more
is way
solid, but
better than
Ryan's batting
Kawhi
is
to
overall
Philippe.
better.
I'd say because Hansi Enriquez. Okay, if Green
I'd
and
also
Marsh
argue Smith to Maxwell's better than Marnus to Carey.
actually, Ryan, I'd say if your team bats well, then they'd do better. But like that's a big if, but like that's a dumb statement, but it kind of makes sense. As in, if Maxwell's on his day, he's the best player out of all of our number 5, 6s, probably. Yeah.
Sure, but Steinus on his day is very good too. Like Maxwell and Steinus are both inconsistent, but can both be pretty amazing.
Yeah. I see Maxwell more like that than
I think,
than
yeah, if you're gonna pick a player, you pick Max over
Sure, but
Stoinis.
Maxwell is probably more inconsistent as well.
True, yeah.
I
Everyone
don't
loves
know. I
Maxwell
don't
right
think
now. But like
Stoinis
he is like
isn't.
roasted as well a lot. Just because he had played well against India and England doesn't mean he's amazing, Maxwell.
I don't think Stoinis is that great a batter as everyone thinks either. I think because he plays behind all these great batters, where they score majority of runs, being Warner, Finch, Marnus, and Smith. I don't think you've
I
seen
think
his ability.
Australia was
So I don't
slowly
know
starting
how
to
good he is.
replace Stoinis with Enriquez, right? Enriquez was meant to be the next player now. Even like not age-wise, but like he was fitting in against India.
Well, I think we've got to come to a conclusion for 1 day. I mean, I think
whatever you
it's
say,
me,
I'm
then
not gonna
Arjun, then
agree.
Ryan easily. But
Yeah,
how do you guys
I
vote?
agree with Will. I agree with Will.
So if it was up to me, I'd put myself first, Will, then Arjun.
Well,
No, I think
I mean,
Ryan's
if everyone
definitely-
else says Ryan's is the worst, I think we have to say Ryan's is the worst. Like it's
I don't know.
No,
Like honestly, I'm down to share this team with anyone else, and we'll see what they say.
Sure.
No,
Sure.
I think it'll be if I put the article up, that could be a good debate. Yeah, I'll see.
Yeah. It's like-
Okay. I've got to go run and grab a charger for 20 seconds. Ryan, you guys start talking about your T20 teams. And I'll do that.
Yeah. If I don't win this T20, I'm gonna be so angry.
Wow, I think my T20 is okay as well.
Or I
Okay.
honestly think
Okay, you go first.
okay, Short and Wade. You can't debate that.
Yeah.
Smith, Maxwell, Inglis, Marsh.
Yeah, that's probably good.
Like if you can have a top 6, it beats that. Like okay.
Mine's Lynn, Philippi, Kawaja, McDermott, Enriquez, Sam's. Yeah, Will.
I've got Warner Finch opening, obviously. Then -3. Carey 4, Stoinis 5, and Silk 6.
First of all, Arjun, I put Kawaja. That's what Kawaja and Lynn.
Yeah, I'm not sure because. Okay, fine. It's just that if you lose an early wicket, you'd rather Kawaja comes in than Lynn. I don't know.
I think if you think about the positions they played in the past, Lynn's pretty good at 3. So
Sure. Okay.
and it doesn't matter about the power.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
mine's probably the worst, but Carey, Stoinis, Silk isn't that
What
solid?
amazing. Yeah.
Like firstly, Silk, like I don't know, Carey and Stoinis, we literally roasted them so much for their problems at 4 and 5, and you put them at 4 and 5. So
Well, I roast Stoinis more for his problems at 6 and 7. But I see what you're saying.
yeah, actually, yeah, probably more. Carey might be able to do okay, actually, but
Yeah, like
Stoinis is
I don't
probably
mind
too low.
Carey in the top 4 when he bats in the big bash and stuff. It's more like he often He often bats there for Adelaide. It's more when because he bats these players bat 6 and 7 for Australia, which when you have to really play the power hitting role and they can't do it. But
Yeah.
at 4 and 5, it's not as bad. But
If Warner and Finch do really well and then get out, who would you send in?
I mean Stoinis. Stoinis probably Stoinis is still a good opener, very good opener.
No, I mean they do well. If Warner and Finch do well,
I'll do well.
Yeah.
It's just still Stoinis.
Yeah, that's what I thought, but it's still the same problem for him, I guess.
He does it for Delhi.
Yeah, that is. He has proven differently in IPL somehow compared to
Yeah, that's the
BBL.
thing. Silk,
I'd say
he's an amazing. Silk's a solid number 6 for the Sixers. He can do a job.
I'd say Ryan's is probably the best. Yeah. I don't think mine is actually that bad. It's probably
I
the
honestly
worst.
put Arden's over yours, Will.
Actually, I don't know. I'm not sure because Will's top 3. I don't know.
It's still Warner Finch
still-
and Minus's T20 form's pretty amazing.
Yeah, he's T20, but so Lynn and Philippi are pretty reliable BBL players.
Warner and Finch are still the Australian openers at the end of the day.
Yeah, I'll give you
they
that.
have to be better than Short and Wade, and they have to be better than anyone else.
So Lynn did okay last year.
So, if I chip in, the way I see it is that Warner, Finch, Marnus, they're marginally better than Kawaja, Philippi, Lynn, just on paper. And then McDermott, Henriquez, Sams is way better than Kerry, Stones, and Silk.
Actually, when you say it like that, yeah, I'd say mine's better than Will.
But what about Warner, Finch, Minus versus Short, Wade, Smith is what I'm interested in.
Yeah, Warner's better than.
Warner, Finch are the Australian
thing
openers.
Smith is not perfect in T20.
Yeah, I'd say Minus is in good form. I'd put Minus very pretty much the same as Smith in T20s at the moment.
I'd say they're the same, same
Yeah.
bracket.
And Warner, Finch over Short, Wade.
Well, now you say that, but in the past you might have.
I mean, I do love Short and Wade, but they've got to get picked for Australia if they're going to do that. Wade was good for Australia, it's true. Darcy's he's failed to go big internationally.
I think.
Well, you can argue Warner's form isn't that great at all.
That's true.
And Finch has got 2 games, that's it.
Another thing, Warner and Finch have had a problem recently of batting too slow. If they bat slow for your team, it could be ropes a little bit.
Well,
that's fair.
They need to score fast, otherwise you're screwed.
Yeah. I do think Arjun's middle order is a bit inconsistent. Lynn and McDermott both had a season of about 2 or 3 really big scores and nothing else.
I'm banking on
McDermott can be very frustrating like that.
McDermott, Enriquez, I actually don't know what his best position is in T20s, to be honest.
Yeah, I think Enriquez is the only player I trust in that 3 or 6 is the problem for Arjun. Sam's he should still be a 7, not a 6 at the end of the day, in a top level game.
I think 6
maybe
in T20s is a bit overrated. He doesn't have to be a specialist.
Yeah, I
mean, I think if your middle order has Lynn and McDermott in it, you need a really good number 6, just because you need consistency there.
Yeah, well, I still have my bowlers can still bat until number 9. Still, just foreshadowing.
I'm just thinking Arjun, your top 4 are all dashes, except everyone's a dasher except Enriquez.
I mean, Kawhi doesn't have to be a dasher if he has other dashers. For Thunder, he obviously has to, but he wouldn't need to with these other players, right?
Yeah.
I think that's
Well, probably still questions over Maxwell, and he's still very inconsistent. But I do like Inglis.
Inglis is very good. Mitch Marsh is probably underrated a little bit in T20. Actually, I don't know if he's underrated. I think everyone knows he's good, actually.
I will say, I think I've got the best top 3. I think it's.
I don't know.
I've got the BBL.
I think they have to.
And you Will's got the international.
If you're gonna play, if we think about it the way we discussed at the start of the video, if you go form, Warner.
Finch isn't even that good. Like,
Finch just scored 3 scores and Marnus.
look
You
at
could
Finch's.
say he's
Like, I
outscored
wanna- I
rather than
wanna-
BBL, but like
Point out the problem, like I said in the one day team as well, the problem with the form is that like my players, their form comes from playing at the very top level internationally. And the other players have got their form from the Big Bash, which is
No,
like who
except
knows
the
if Warner
fact
and
that.
Finch if they
well, how else are we meant to compare them?
Well, except the fact that Finch had a
Really?
really shit BBL.
yeah, he did have a shit Big Bash, that's true.
You could argue Marnus
But he's been getting
hasn't
better.
really done much.
Marnus is. I'm still.
He isn't. Yeah, he's
And you
not
could
done-
argue the
idea
same
of
thing about
Marnus is
Smith and
good.
Maxwell is the problem at the moment.
I think Maxwell was good in the IPL though. That
Yeah,
was the most
With
recent.
one good half of an IPL, but apart from that, he's been terrible.
and he scored runs against New Zealand. He got a score and then he got like a 30 or
Maxwell wasn't that bad in BBL, was he?
No, Maxwell
I
was
can't
really good at
remember.
the start and then he
No,
tailed
his
away
stars
and
missed
then
out.
okay at the end.
Where did Stars finish? I don't even remember.
Didn't they choke and not make the finals or something? I don't remember.
Maybe.
And they forgot.
Yeah,
Big
I
Bash
agree.
just
Lin is
doesn't
not the
go.
most reliable, but I think McDermott seems more reliable.
Does he? Like after watching the Hurricanes play, McDermott makes a huge score or nothing. Like he honestly is the same as Lin in T20s. He's reliable in other formats. In T like
I
for
know,
the Hurricanes,
for some reason, in my mind, McDermott's more like a 30s player than Lin.
it's just so not true. Like that's just not what he does. Like he gets nothing or a lot. Like as a Hurricanes fan, like that's just what he does.
I guess mine is more fragile.
Yeah.
my
Yeah, I
team.
think yours is the most fragile for sure.
But I think it's
I just
the
have it.
most. I think it's more explosive than yours will, though.
Yeah,
Oh,
obviously mine's the
definitely.
least explosive, but it's also the most solid, I would say.
They're all anchors. Your whole top 5 is actually
Yeah,
anchors.
that's what I'm thinking. Like,
and
yeah,
yours are all
every-
hitters. Like we're like the opposite, Arjun.
I mean, Kawaja, I'd say, is a mixture. More of a mixture.
But just hasn't done quite enough for me for the Thunder. Like he's just
Yeah,
not quite
Quadrant.
there.
The
Yeah, I
Thunder-
don't know.
When I think of
Everything-
Thunder, Kawaja bang for Thunder, right? I literally think of him ramping it. Like he does it every time in the
Yeah, that's what I
past.
mean.
But how
Like,
many
he gets,
times
like,
did he get
20
out
and
for like
out.
20?
Yeah,
Yeah, how many
he gets
times
20
did he get
gets
out for
out.
20? Like the same as
True.
Finch,
Well, I
yeah.
think 20 could be good enough if you have Lin coming. I don't even know. Actually, I don't know. And if Lin gets
And
out,
also,
and then,
Darcy Short's coming off a very, very poor batting season for the Hurricanes, like the worst since he came, I will say. Darcy did almost nothing for the Hurricanes this season batting.
I'd
Like
say
I think
Ryan's is still the best
Short,
because
Finch, and Kawaja are like the weak opener. They're all coming off bad form.
look at our 4, 5, 6s, right? You'd say English is the most consistent right now. And then
And Carey is a fairly consistent T20 player.
and then Maxwell's the best on his day out of all of them.
But the thing
And
is,
then
though,
Mitch
people
Marsh is
have
better
to-
than Silk and Sams. So I'd say Ryan.
the thing is, everyone talks about Max on his highs and lows, but think about it, his highs are very high. Obviously, his lows are very low. But if you look at his tournament as a whole, like for majority of the tournament, he's doing well.
He's still rated more than Carey McDermott.
Like I feel I shouldn't underrate Carey and Stoinis. I hate saying that, but
I don't know. I just think,
Wait, the thing is,
like
Ryan,
think of
if I-
Stoinis for Delhi though. Like Stoinis has been so good in the IPL.
yeah,
Like he's starting to transform his game in that middle order role.
I guess that's different when you're batting with Punt compared to like Carey. They're the same team.
What's Pan done in the IPL? Like I don't know.
Wait, I'm just thinking. So Ryan, if I think yours is better.
I agree.
best, but
Ryan's
you
is the
think-
best. Yeah.
You think mine's better than Wells, Ryan? So
Oh, yeah. I don't know. The issue I've been trying to
I
say is
just-
that, like with the one day, is like Will's team, you're gonna get consistently like 160, 170. Like that's an old reliable. Arjun, you're either gonna get like 220 or you're gonna get like
That's
100
or like 80. That's
Yeah.
like that's so how do you judge like
I don't
this
know.
I
problem?
prefer having that unpredictability because I'm happy with my
Like, player
bowling.
for player, I'd pick Arjun's over yours, Will. But as a team,
I don't know. Okay.
I'm just thinking
Obviously,
three,
Warner
three
and
to
Finch.
six. 3 to 6, I'd pick Arden's over World. So it's
Obviously,
50.
Warner and Finch open for Australia, but like Kawaja and Philippi short way. Like they're not even all that far behind.
No, Warner and Finch.
Philippi's not far behind. Kawaja probably is. But like
Well,
I rate Marnus better than
probably.
Lin, and I rate Stonus better than Henriques. Like that's clear for me in T20s at the moment.
Who more than rates
Marnus is
Carey?
No, Henriques is underrated.
Stonus
in my
over
opinion.
Henriques.
I think
Henriques is
Stonus
good, but Stonus is a better player than Henriques.
Stonus is
no
better
doubt
than
about it.
Henrique. I don't think
Jonas is better, but that's because he opens.
Henriquez is not that far behind. Like really not.
And then
I'd almost put them like
Also,
on the same pedestal.
like I think
say
I
Marnus
think you
is
could
still
make an argument because
unproven.
Sam's is the number 6 batsman. Half of Sam's scores are Golden Ducks. Like he had that one really
was
good
2
score
years
for
ago.
Australia.
That was
Sure, but
2 years
even
ago.
so, he doesn't like he's had like 2 or 3 good great innings. His
Sam's
career and
also
not
won
much
like
else.
3 games for the Thunder. Though, batting.
Like Silk can do a job. I think Silk is a better number 6 than Sam's as a batsman. It's a pure.
So if
batsman.
you're 80 for 4 in the 12th overall, then
I mean, there's actually been situations where the sixes have been like that, and Silk's hit like a 60 or 40. That's the thing. I'm just saying. Like Silk is fielding for the sixes, so our sixes are a good
If
team.
you're 80 for
agree,
4,
but
then
if you're
I don't
80 for 4, who would you rather be?
Well, like it depends who your other batter is with your number 6.
well, yeah, let's actually get the bowlers in there, to be honest. Like because you can't say the 4 for 80 argument without knowing who your 7 and 8 are.
Also, I think Lynn's proven he's more consistent last season. Yeah, so he got 550s and his highest was 70. So and he still averaged 35. So he's always within that zone. Like
What about
30.
Marnus's consistency in D20s though?
But like it's also partly in the vitality blast. In the
Sure, but
BBL, he was
also
a bowler.
Yeah, but he was good batting wise.
To
as
be
well.
fair, Marnus wasn't too bad in Big Bash. Yeah.
Marnus was excellent in the Big Bash. He only played like 4 games, but every single game he banged. Remember the fantasy?
No, but that
games
was
people
because of
getting
his
from
bowling
Marnus?
mainly.
Yeah,
Not
I mean
because
batting.
That was both.
Well, in
It was
batting,
both.
he averaged 29 and a strike rate of 120. So
batting,
you
that's what I'm
don't
saying. Like he's batting.
you don't know. Like that's not good or bad. Like it's even. But like
Yeah, I guess lots of it come in England. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was getting troubled by Nisa in that hallway. I was noticing. Okay, should we get the bowlers in? Like I'm sort of going to give up arguing whether my batting's slightly better than Arjun's or not because there's no point when we bring in the bowlers.
Yeah.
So
wait, so you think your bowling's bad or what?
Like
it's just not as good as yours.
maybe let's reveal it and then we'll talk about it.
I mean, you have Agar and Zampa.
Yeah.
All right, Will, do you want to start while you're?
Sure, I've got Agar at 7. Pattinson 8. Zampa 9. Berendorf 10 and Meredith 11.
Arden?
I got Abbott, Cummins, Stark, Hazelwood, Lyon. It's just gonna be like the one day debate though, isn't it?
It's gonna be a lot like it, but Siddle is a T20 bowler.
Yeah, he was very good for the Strikers.
Oh yeah, I guess. Forgot who he played.
I'm gonna say. All right, let's start. I'd say Hazelwood's better than Siddle though. Still,
Yes, Hazelwood's a sick T20 bowler.
Lyon is not that good, but
Lyon's
probably-
very good.
he's more of a passive player in white ball in general. Agar and Zappa is pretty good, but I have
Yeah.
6 bowlers. I have 6 proper bowlers.
I'd
But
argue.
I mean, the problem for you is you have no spinners that I really rate, Arjun. I think that could be a big weakness for a T20 team.
Yeah, spin is super important, but if you just numbers are numbers. Like if you just bowl well anyway in that position.
I guess.
I agree. Spin is super important in T20, and do you reckon if I had Sanga, would you play him over Lion?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I don't. But yeah,
Okay.
I'm just saying. Would you say being a leg spinner,
Yeah.
being an
Trevor,
aggressive bowler is better than being just a high skilled bowler
Yeah.
for a spinner?
really good spinner. Yeah.
This is definitely the first format where Arjun, I'm not sure whether yours is the best bowling attack.
Who's it
Yeah,
competing with, yours or mine?
I'd say Will's is better than yours though.
He's not gonna like that.
Okay, I'll start off. It's pretty obvious first. Zampa's way better than Swepson.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kane Richardson is just so shit. He's not even good. I
Yes.
don't know why.
Yes. Kane
Did
Richardson.
you
Siddle
put
is-
Lisa over Kane Richardson?
Siddle is old.
Who?
That's not a reason.
He's not even that good. Now.
But he
Jai Richardson's
Colton Allen
purely
is
a
not
power play
good.
bowler, but he is good.
Colton
Allen-
Allen is a bit average. Colton Allen was good in the BBL, but overall he's a bit bang average. Pattinson replaced Colton Allen for Mumbai and did better.
but it wasn't that much better. I'd put Pattinson and Coultonal on the same pedestal.
Jai is good, but
I think Pattinson's
Agar's
better than Colton Allen.
Agar's good. Barendorf's pretty good. Barendorf's also played well for Mumbai.
I think
And Meredith is pretty exciting.
Behrendorff
Better.
did not play well in the Big Bash. Meredith, he's fast, but he did not play well in the Big Bash. Your
He was
opinion
okay.
of him is based off what he did for Australia in the New Zealand series. Largely.
Say-
Like
Look,
I think Jai is
far.
a bit better than Meredith, but I think Behrendorff is better than Kane, and I think Pattinson is better than Colton Allen. And I think my spinner Zampa is a lot better than Swepson.
So Zampa's
I'd
a
say
lot
Agar's better than Colton Allen as a fifth bowler.
Or Siddle is the fifth bowler. Either way, I think Agar's better.
I think Will's
Like,
is
I think-
definitely better.
Like I think Jai Richardson's better than any of mine, but apart from that, 1-for-1, I beat you on almost
I
every.
think,
I think
Siddle's
mine
better
is-
than Siddle's better than Meredith.
Right. The only criticism on mine would just be
I don't
because they
know
don't
about
play
that.
enough. Cummins doesn't play. Cummins, Stark, Hazelwood don't play much T20s.
Yeah,
They've
that's the only
literally-
really like that and the spin. But
But if the likes of Kane Richardson can do well in T20s, why wouldn't a Stark do that well if he played that many games?
yeah,
That makes-
like I think like Hazelwood was good for the Sixers, and Cummins he's never been amazing in the IPO, but he's at the end of the day he's been good enough. He's got wickets. He just hasn't performed to the standard we're used to.
Yeah.
But he's
And
done
Abbott
better
is
than
still
any of the other
good.
Australian bowlers.
Abbott and Sam's are BBL specialists as well. So, and then your fifth bowler problem again, Ryan. Wait, never mind.
Oh no,
wait.
he's
I
got
don't
five.
have a
He's got
fifth
five
ball
there.
option.
Never mind. I couldn't tell.
I
Colton
think
Allen at
none
seven,
of our
like,
teams have a fifth bowler problem.
Yeah,
Yeah, they don't.
but we've
I
all
guess
got loads of
Colton Allen's
backup
probably
bowlers.
Sorry.
We've all got loads of backup bowlers actually.
I think-
the other the
To be
good
honest,
thing
I
about
think the
bowling
bowling's
Stoinis
very,
and
very
Marnus,
close
yeah.
across all three teams.
I don't even have
I
to
think
bowl
mine is better
line.
than yours.
Yeah, I now thinking about it, I think yours is better than mine will. But I
Especially
don't
remembering I've got Marnus as a bowler as well.
I don't think Behrendorff and
Stoinis,
Meredith should be put
I
up
got
as
like-
high as you think they are, though. That's my only argument.
what did you say, Ryan?
For Will's team, I don't think Behrendorff and Meredith should be placed as high as you think they may be.
Yeah.
They're definitely the weakest. If you
Yeah.
compare my team and Will's teams, Behrendorff and Meredith, apart from
True.
Kane
But
Richardson.
that
I think
to me
they're
that's a
better than
little bit
Colton Allen
funny
and Cam
because that's a
Richardson.
bit funny because Pattinson doesn't even play for Australia, and Barendorf and Meredith are more likely to.
Did Pattinson did he play Big Bash?
He played a bit, but he got injured, I think.
I don't think he was good either.
Who is he even at?
He plays at the
No,
Heat now.
Heat?
He moved to the Heat.
I don't think he was that
Yeah.
good.
But then he was in the test
He was
squad.
good in the IPL though somehow. I don't even know how he got a
I don't.
contract.
I don't even think he was good in the IPL. I think he got. I think he did well because of the other bowlers that bowled around him.
But
When
like
he
it's
was
the
bowling
same
with
sort of thing
Bumrah
as Stark
and
though,
Bolt.
isn't it? Like doesn't get enough T20 games.
I think if Stark did, he'd be like top IPL pick, and then he'd be the best BBL bowler probably.
Is that like? Do you think Cummins?
Anderson played more in BBL 09 and he was pretty solid in BBL 09.
What did you
According
say?
to my
What were you
points.
gonna say, right?
Well, do you think Cummins, Stark, Hazelwood are they the best three bowlers across all three teams?
I think that'll be Australia. Should
The
be
T20.
the three in the
Yeah.
World Cup.
Because I don't think they are.
I mean, the
That's
only
what I'm saying.
argument
I
I could
think
make
it's
would be
very
Jai
close
Richardson.
between
Though.
all three teams, but Arjun, yours is, I'd say, is the best.
I mean,
Will's
who would you
second
have
and
in like
mine.
Jai
It's
instead
very
of?
close.
In the World
I
Cup,
think
like
they are, to be honest, Ryan.
I think they still would have to be because you can't drop Stark in a white ball World Cup. You can't.
Yeah.
Cummins is just
Maybe
good.
Jai over Hazelwood's the only
Yeah,
argument.
maybe
I would
Jai
make.
over Hazelwood for
Maybe,
batting, maybe, or
Yeah,
but
But,
if
like-
you really want.
but and don't forget Abbott as well. Abbott is a very good big brush bowler. Like,
Yeah,
Abbott,
true.
yeah.
and Sam's as a death bowler.
And then because you're gonna have Agar at 7 at Australia will. Oh, this is gonna be another
Yeah.
conversation. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's just Arjun's spin, but like I think Arjun's bowling is the best. But I think it goes Arjun, then me, then Ryan.
Yeah. But I honestly think it's very, very close between all three teams.
I'm not a fan of yours, Ryan. Just to be honest.
And what did
Yeah,
we
I
say
can
for
see
the
it.
betting? It was Ryan, then me, and
I
Arjun.
think my
Okay.
opinion of Kane Richardson is a lot higher than yours, to be honest. And your
I don't
opinion
think he
of
was that good. Siddle, I don't think is that good. And then Swepson is probably not even that much better than mine.
I
Like
think,
Labuschagne bowled better than Swepson.
yes, remember Swepson
No.
was not that good in the T20s. He kept like bowling pies and getting wickets. If you remember.
Actually,
that's the thing.
yeah,
That's because
that's
Marnus is
series.
bowling. Marnus bowls.
Okay. I
30%.
totally feel it. So in that series, he did okay. Like in the second 2 games, he did okay, but he still bowled really shit throughout.
He has got Kohli is his bunny. So. It's a shame Kohli isn't in one of the other teams. Otherwise, I'd rate Swepson a lot more.
Just because you got him out once.
Yeah, it's funny. For shit ball.
Wait, was the massive 6 that I hit off Zampa or Swepson? I can't remember. Oh.
Sam's.
I don't know.
No, the one where he did like a no-look sweep shot for the 6. It was either
I don't
Zampa
remember
or
that at
Swepson.
all.
Wasn't it offset? The one near the end of the game, wasn't it?
No, I think that you're thinking of Pandya.
We did a no-look
Yeah, I'm
sweep
thinking
off
Pandya.
Sam's. I'm fucking impressed, I have to say.
Yeah.
That'd be a 6 shot of a pacer.
Yeah, if you can,
Um,
you can sweep Sam's. He bowls cutters.
Wait, Sam's
Probably
got
the
Kohli
same.
out though, as well. Well, so they.
True. I didn't have Kohli in my team, unfortunately. Though. I mean, I think
Sam's-
Arjun's is the best T20 team overall. We said like Arjun's is the best bowling, and like
Okay,
we said,
I think if
at
you wanna
most
pick-
he's like even with me for batting at work.
I reckon mine's the best like T20 team, as in they're all T20 players. My team, you could say.
Yeah, I think Arjun's is the
More-
best T20 team. The only question is me and Ryan, and Ryan's batting's better and my bowling's better. It's just by how much.
Wait, does that mean I'm the
That's
best overall? Because we were debating between ODIs and tests.
Well, tests were saying even, right? ODIs, we said
I don't know.
me,
I
then
think
you, then Ryan.
Oh, okay,
now,
yeah.
now if we go back to the debate about whether the batting between Wills and Arjun is better. Now looking at the bowlers, like, what are you saying?
It makes Arjun's better, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is why I think Arjun's is the best team overall.
And
No,
also, I
but does
just
it, but does
quietly
it change the
say,
fact that they're either a 220 team or a
I'd say Abbott and Cummins are just as good batters as well as Agar and Pattinson.
Well, I was thinking they were better, really. I mean, I just don't.
Actually, yeah,
I didn't
better.
back Agar that much to accelerate. To be honest.
Actually, the way Cummins batted in the IPL recently is pretty good.
Yeah, exactly.
You could even
Like,
argue
Pattinson's
Cummins
always
is
a good
higher.
batsman when he comes. You just don't see him much. Yeah, but even though we know
Yeah.
he's good, I don't know.
I just think of his
He's
50
pretty
in the
good.
Ashes one time where he just in
Yeah,
2019.
he does
just-
bat above Cummins in like tests. So.
Yeah. Agar still, I don't know. Yeah. He hasn't actually got a great lot of chances batting in T20 for Australia.
Yeah, he always is just disappointing when he gets one. I feel. Also, Josh Hazelwood once hit a 200 for Tamworth.
Because they did bat Agar and have Mitch Marsh against New Zealand.
Yeah, it was stupid, but they did.
Right, so now
Go
it's same.
back with the same argument for the ODIs.
Okay,
as
between
well.
Will and Ryan.
for T20s.
Okay, Ryan's got a very good batting, but Will's bowling is marginally better.
I think it's a lot better, but sure.
Actually, probably a lot better. But I'm just, which one's more better? Ryan's batting or Will's bowling?
I mean, like I don't think my batting's that bad. Like we said, it was around the same as Arjun's.
No, it's like
It's just because
there's
I really
different
like Maxwell and
reasons.
Inglis. I really like Maxwell and Inglis. I'm thinking Marnus and Smith. Yeah, we said they're pretty even, but Smith has had success before. He's had more failures before, but he's had more success before.
So like at the very worst for me, like our top three are even.
Yeah. But Maxwell,
and
English, Marsh are way better than Kerry Stone.
they're good, but they're inconsistent. So at least Maxwell is. And like it's not a huge amount better than Kerry Stone Silk, I think, because like Stoinis, like the way he's played in the IPL it's been amazing. And Silk can do a job, and Carey is at least solid, even though he's not as good as Inglis. And remember, this is Inglis playing well out of position as well. Inglis is an opener, don't forget.
I mean, he's batted four.
Yeah, I mean, and it's never been amazing there. Like Inglis is an opener in my mind for T20.
I mean, every keeper is an opener. There's no good middle order keeper.
Well, except Carey has been playing four for a while for Adelaide, so he can better play the ball for Australia.
Yeah, but still not great there though.
Like his batting, it's no doubt better. It's just, is it? I don't know. Maybe his team is marginally better than mine overall. Or I think it could be even though. I'm hard to say. It's up to Arjun.
I think if you're gonna
I'll
pick
give
a
it to
team,
Ryan just.
if you think if you're gonna pick a team, I'd pick Arjun's, then mine, then yours.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And then in one day, it was me, then Arjun, then Ryan. So overall, I think that makes Arjun wins. I think.
I'm still gonna back my corner for one day. Like,
I think overall, I'm happy to say Arjun wins.
I think,
and I think I'm second. Just saying.
I think I agree. I was happy with my team, so my picks.
Yep. I'm just saying I'm a first and a third, and Ryan's a second and a third. So I think I'm second overall.
I'm just thinking like,
but we can let other people decide.
I'm just thinking. I'm now thinking. So I obviously my first three picks were Common Stark Hazelwood. Does that really make that big of a deal that made me win?
Yeah.
I mean, it's.
We kept saying your bowling was way better.
I mean, yeah, because it was.
Yeah, but going into this, I never wanted to do that.
Yeah.
I assumed I'd get one of Smith or Marnus.
Yeah, I mean, I guess my approach, like, I just assumed there were lots of really good fast bowlers and I wouldn't have to pick them early, but I sort of waited too late. Was my problem, I think.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Like, I should have made sure I at least got like your Nisa or your Jai Richardson or something. I don't know. As opposed to like Pattinson being my best bowler. Yeah, but I don't know.
The thing about Pattinson, he's good, but he's actually still unproven in recent years. Like he still hasn't played a lot of cricket.
Yeah. Now, I don't know. If I didn't pick Warner and Marnus, I guess I could have picked. Maybe I should have picked like Warner. Not Warner and picked my bowl like Stark or Hazelwood instead or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's hard to say. I was happy I got like Zampa helped my teams a lot though. Zampa was a big pick.
Don't want to say it, so I'm just not gonna get it.
Yeah. I was thinking, is there any other?
Should we finish up?
We're not going to trust Ronan to decide which is
That's
the
the
best.
thing, because now I'm looking over the teams again. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. Because then like,
What were you gonna say? Just say it.
end.
Just say it. Who cares? It's good. It's
We
good
make
content.
big calls on the Chinamen
It's
podcast.
like I'm just looking through the teams, like on paper, which one would I have? And then like, I'm looking at this. I'm like, like
Okay,
bowling.
if you had to
Yes,
pick
but
one
the
whole
batting
squad.
is huge in tests, and I'm like, yes, the batting's good. The bowling.
But I feel like it's easy to look just like blankly over them and
I mean,
think
look
that
at
one
yours,
team's better,
Ryan.
but
You
we
still have
actually
like Wade
analyze
at,
them player for player, which is what we
you
do.
have Wade at 4, Green at 5. Like, that's pretty high still. I don't know. But
I
like,
mean, you
obviously
literally
people not
Scottish
gonna.
and Payne in your middle order in tests.
We discussed this though, and it was the bowling partly made up for that. Like
It's gonna
we
be weird
analyzed
though
this
because
player
That's what
for
I'm
player.
like. My
obviously they're
bowling
gonna
isn't
be
that much
batting
worse.
higher
I
than they
feel
should because
like,
these are the people that we have. Yeah.
I feel like someone else should look because like honestly, like I'm never gonna agree. Like
This is we love to hear
But
this.
so you think yours is the best overall, right?
if I'm picking a team to play right now, I'd pick mine in every format. But obviously, I've chosen those players from the draft initially, so obviously I'm gonna
I mean, you don't have to necessarily be happy with your draft. That's not a reason to be biased. You just genuinely think those players are better.
no, as a team, yes.
I don't know. Okay, now looking at Ryan's, it's okay. Like it's decent, but
Like
just
on the
thinking, like,
surface, it looks good, but it's just when you analyze it.
I'm just thinking like
like,
options,
it's
options,
weird
options.
because it looks good. It looks good. Like it's more level, right? But Will has.
I mean, we're only looking at the tests right now, though. Like we said, the tests were even.
Oh, I thought tests were very close, and then I in ODIs and T20s, I thought I like smoked you both, but like clearly not.
The thing is, your ODI team just lacks proper bowler and then proper
Yeah.
batters.
The huge point of debate the whole time has been over like Coulton Island Swepson. Like obviously, you just rate them higher than me and Archie.
Like they're good, but they're still kind of
Are they?
mid. They're kind of mid.
Coulton Island hasn't done something for so long. Like
Actually, why is Swepson all of a sudden like a mate? Like I'd low key take Sanger over Swepson in one
Swepson
day.
has been really impressive in the Shield,
In the
and
Shield,
that's about
that's
it.
different.
That's
Yeah.
about it. Like he's had some okay big bash games, enough to get him into the international T20 team where he played shit.
I prefer Sanger playing for Australia than Swepson in white ball.
Yeah.
There's
yeah,
so
why
much
not?
wrong with those statements.
What's
I
wrong?
prefer the Tasmanian Nivesh, whatever.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, I wouldn't.
Tasmanian born player who has lived and grown up in Tasmania. Yeah.
He gets smashed in great
Definitely
competition. So I don't know.
definitely didn't grow up in Chennai and moved to Sydney. He's Tasmanian blood.
Yeah, that's true.
So
should we start to wrap up and then get ready for the next video, which is the Tasmanian 3 formats draft? I'm pumped.
Well,
I'm getting Simon Malenko
you
first.
think we actually could do any state? No, I don't think we have a good enough.
Would have to be New South
it'd be New
Wales.
South Wales, and then I'd have the most knowledge.
It'd be hard.
Because it would eventually get down to club group.
It'd be so.
You'd get down to grade level, and then
I mean, Jack
like,
Edwards would be a good player. That's how you know it.
Yeah.
But like once it gets down to grade cricket, I may as well pick me. Like fuck that.
Yeah, you wouldn't know anything. Yeah.
Oh, we could do all
do
time.
it for like 2 states combined or something. All time would be so hard to ever compare.
All time Australia or all time world.
All time New South Wales.
We could do
Like,
India.
that'd be a shit show though. Like,
I think India wouldn't be too hard actually, to be honest.
Like comparing players from like 100 years apart, just gonna get terrible because we never even seen lots of these guys play. Like
We could do women's, but Will would smash.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I think we should wrap up this video.
We can do Asia.
Getting off track. So do you want to finish it off, Ryan? I think you have to do.
All right. Okay. So this is the draft. These are our 3 teams. The tests, one days, T20s. Make sure you look over them very carefully and think about which team would you want to pick? Because
Yep.
You'll notice that Ryan's is not good.
Yeah, you just make sure you look at Ryan's bowling in white balls really carefully.
Let us know down in the comments whether you agree with what we've said about each of the teams, each of the players, and then we'll see you in the next video.
Thank you.
See ya.